This is the humble tennis racket. You can't blame it for anything. It did nothing wrong, as it is an inanimate object. However, one would think it was the root of all worldly evil based on how some players behave with their equipment, especially after losing. Back in 2023, soon-to-be world number one, Aryna Sabalenka, did something truly unconscionable to her innocent racket after losing the US Open final to Coco Gauff. As Tennis World USA put it, Aryna Sabalenka destroys a racket in frustration after losing US Open final. This was no mere spur-of-the-moment act. She walked calmly into an empty training room, opened her bag, and retrieved an unsuspecting object that had done nothing wrong. She looked at it, then repeatedly smashed it against the floor, damaging the racket and mercilessly assaulting the floor in the process, leaving behind a collection of large scuff marks as a permanent testament to her mood. She then calmly walked to a nearby bin and threw the dented, malformed remains into it. I know it goes without saying, but I'm sure there was a poor South Sudanese fan watching on a community television who could have used that racket. Now, thanks to Aryna, she has to continue perfecting her backhand with a rusted frying pan salvaged from the local tip. In 2025, having been world number one for a couple of years now, I'm sure you'd expect her to have learnt to control her temper and realise that smashing her own equipment is futile. Well, after losing the 2025 Australian Open final, what do you think happened? Did she retreat to the changing room to privately process her disappointment? No, she smashed her racket on the court in full display of the crowds. The Independent summed up the scene quite plainly. Aryna Sabalenka smashes racket after Australian Open final defeat to Madison Keys. Unfortunately, the poor South Sudanese fan will have to continue drilling her volleys with a piece of scrap sheet metal she found behind a shipping container. Her dreams of a professional racket shattered as quickly as its frame. More recently, Coco Gauff lost a match at the Australian Open earlier this year. What do you think she did after the match? Did she donate her equipment to a local youth clinic? No, she smashed her racket, the only difference being that there were people around to witness her little hissy fit. As NBC News put it, Coco Gauff repeatedly smashes her racket after loss at the Australian Open. Again, it goes without saying, little Isabel in Mozambique, a huge fan of Coco's, could have used that racket instead of the warped piece of plywood she currently uses to practice her serves. How do you think the ABC reported on Ms. Gauff's outburst? Did they take the opportunity to remind their audience that smashing equipment is a poor example for the thousands of kids watching at home? No, they instead chose to pivot to a narrative of victimhood, with headlines like, Coco Gauff calls for greater privacy at Australian Open after racket smash clip goes viral, and another one, Animals in the zoo, Gauff backed by rival after smashing racket. You see, according to our national broadcaster, the issue isn't a blatant lack of self-control or disregard for the value of the equipment. The real problem is a lack of privacy. Players should be allowed to smash up their equipment in the privacy of a special room. And if you think I'm joking, I'm deadly serious. Reuters recently reported Sabalenka, Gauff back rage rooms for players to blow off steam. Yes, the ATX Open in Austin, Texas, has introduced a rage room in response to Coco Gauff's racket-smashing antics. Instead of calling out bad behaviour, it seems modern tennis is actively enabling it.